Hi, how's it going, guys? It's Sparky NF12 again. I got a couple of video requests to make more videos of the C1 86 Kdx200. So here's the update video so far. Just ordered the fuel petcock repair kit and the clutch cable for it. So if you saw the startup video so far, this is how she looks. I did some more painting. I water dipped this with some spray paint and painted the kickstarter with BHT epoxy, and then cooked it in the oven for a little bit, about an hour on 180 degrees in the oven, and let it dry. But here she is so far, all cleaned up and looking really nice and shiny. Still waiting for the white vinyl side plastic covers. Gonna convert over from the stock 6-volt system to LED and have an H4 HID system in the front. I already mounted the ballast. Here's one of the mounting screws, and use some silicone and super glue in here just to hold that in. Gonna be purchasing rubber straps and then mounting the wiring in there. I still need the headlight actual housing because I have the HID bulb. Still need a left front shock. In my other videos I said it right. I messed that up. But it's actually a left front shock. I actually tried to tap holes in there to put a speedometer instead of using the stock one and cutting into here, because someone actually cut the wires and got rid of the digital speedometer and trip timer. I don't know why, but again, I bought this bike. It was really banged up when I bought it. The other thing I did is I just purchased the new stator for $99, which I was so excited to actually, receive it. I thought it was going to be the wrong one, and considering they go for like $500, and that's the reason why a lot of these bikes are scrapped, is because it throws magnets. But I bought it for $99 on eBay with the stator and the flywheel. Magnets were perfect. Reinforced the magnets with a little JB, which works wonders. Heard horror stories of how the magnets were thrown and bikes were scrapped, and I'd suggest putting a little bit of JB inside the walls of the magnets so they do come undone. It's a little bit of an extra safety precaution, even though it's going to destroy the magnets regardless, but just an extra safety precaution. So I did it. I'd recommend doing it, quite honestly, because they're very hard to come by. Flywheels for these bikes are ridiculous. The other thing is when changing clutch plates, which I got new Dirt Digger EDC clutch plates and the actual friction plates. To take this off, it's I believe 9 M8 bolts here, torqued to 8 foot-pounds a piece. I torqued mine to 6.5, just so it doesn't break these off and have to retap them and drill them out. But you'd have to actually take off this Kip's exhaust valve here. There's a piece of plastic and rubber up here. I put a little silicone so it wouldn't have any exhaust leaks. This leaks a little bit, but this is just an actuation arm that goes back and forth like a butterfly valve that opens and closes the single port resonator that is actually over here by the pipe right in the back here. But to actually replace the clutch, you're gonna have to take the Kip's and disassemble it from up here. Again, 2 M8 bolts with 6 foot-pounds a piece. The other thing is when you do open up the clutch, there is a little sleeve under here, and that's for your shift arms. There's also a couple of springs that tend to end up popping out, and they're very small. They're about I want to say half inch big. That hooks up into your shift drum. It'd be wise to have a magnet nearby so you can connect to it, so just in case they have the tendency to spring out. That's what happened with me. I almost lost it, and it would have fucked my life up pretty bad. Considering, you know, I don't want to buy springs and then have to cut them and half-ass shit. It's better to do things right the first time and be done with it. She is a lot of paint on this bike went into it. Thinking about getting a another DG pipe, not the slip-on exhaust, but an actual expansion chamber here. It would be in silver. DG still makes them. They come from DC Plastics. They're about 200 something bucks, which isn't bad at all. That's normal FMF pipe, or you know, a gnarly fatty, whatever. You just can't find them for these bikes, you know. DG actually is the only company that still makes pipes for this bike. So here she is so far. Mostly everything here is stock, except for the plastics. When I first got this bike, it was roached. I mean, you know, everything was stripped down. And this was my first bike, so I'm going to be holding on to it for a while. I traded it for a PW80 when I was 15. It was right 2 years before I joined the Army. Reeds, OEM original Reeds, 30 years. The only problem I have right here, cracked air boot, hard to find, and honestly, it hasn't caused any problems. I'm thinking about just patching it up with some black RTV and call it a day. There's really no air leaks. I did a leak down test on it. It's pushing out 168 PSI, which is nominal for this engine. Should be a little bit more, but you know, I'd probably have to tear it apart again and rehone the cylinder walls, because they use garbage Nicosil coating in these heads. Other thing I did, replace the spark plug wire, dry rot, which should do. Replace certain bolts here up top. The thing about this bike, I got rid of the brakes in the front, which was the disc brakes, and put an 85 conversion. So 85 forks with 85 hub. So I have front drum brakes and front drum rear brakes as well. Seat, this vinyl seat didn't fit. Got it off of eBay. They swore it would fit in 86. No money back guarantee policy from the seller I bought it from. The guy ended up disappearing, so it's a little short up here. I cut some seat foam, and I am going to back it with a piece of plastic, and I already glued together 2 pieces of the foam with RTV to make it a little bit more supporting. I'm going to tuck it in, staple it down to this seat, put a bracket on each end, and then I'm going to put a piece of vinyl over this hood, be like a 2-tone with vinyl up here covering this part, and just wrapping around with some, probably some glue. I don't know what kind of glue I'm going to use. I'm thinking about 3M aerospace glue, so it just never comes apart. The breather vent is on the dune buggy over there, but it's fuck you. It literally says fuck you, anodized black breather hose. It's kind of cool. Thought it was funny, so I got it. We need straps up here. probably going to take this thing off because it's going to have really no use. I mean, the speedo isn't hooked up, and you really can't find the digital speedometers for these bikes. But this is 30 years old, and I mean, she runs beautiful. I know my last video, the startup, pretty crappy video. Excuse me, my apologies. I was a little bit drunk. I was drinking beer I like to drink beer when I worked on my bikes. But my boy took the video, and he obviously doesn't know how to do any kind of photography whatsoever, but it is what it is. The other thing you could see, this is when I was 16. I actually had my first paint job ever, which was actually, let me focus that in for you guys, absolute garbage. I'm gonna rip this down, sandblast it along with the shock in there that looks like complete ass, and just get this powder coated in a gold color up here for the actual shock bladder, and the spring is going to be the sorry guys, my friends keep calling me for whatever reason when I'm telling them I'm recording videos. Gotta love it. But there she is, and hope you guys enjoy it. Stay safe, and look for more videos to come. Please subscribe, and have a great day.